and welcome to my Unreal Engine 4 tutorial series. And we were making inspecting a item. So last time what we did was whenever we hit play, this gonna interact with this item. So it will be printing hello hello, and you're gonna see this widget if we being overlap. So and today's episode what we're gonna make is this item is attaching to your player screen and you can rotate it. So let's begin. So open your master item, and in here there is on event begin play. We don't need this event actor being overlap and tick, so just delete it. And on your event begin play, just right click and get actor transform, get the actor transform, and just promote this to a variable, call this transform. What is the transform? Transform is the combination of your actor's location, your actor's rotation, and your actor's scale. These three will combine and make your actor's transform. So just connect this event begin play with this transform and compile and save, and let's on the interact. So just drag this node a little bit so this will look a bit more clean, and delete this for now. So whenever we hit the interact, our item should be spawn on the, not spawn, but it will be arrive on our player's camera screen. So just compile and save, and in here let's drag a node from here and set actor collisions, actor enable collisions to, let's say, false. Make sure it's unticked. After unticking, grab this sphere and make the sphere collisions to no collisions. So set collision presets, the collision profile name, set collision profile name to no collision. Just type no collision, and in here, and now the best part, the root part of this entire series, we have to attach it. So drag a node and attach to component, not actor, attach to component. And what we're gonna attach, we want to attach this self, this item, and from where do we want to attach this? So we want to attach is the target, and where do we attach is the parent. So we want to attach to the camera. So get camera manager, get player camera manager, click in here, and from that get the transform. It will be a scene component, get transform component, and attach this to parent. Make this all keep world, make sure it is keep world. Okay, and let's make a widget first, or we can make this after. So after doing so, drag a node from here and search move to move component to, you can see this node, move component to. So what we're gonna do, it will gonna move to your component, and what will be your component? So it will be moved to, let's say, or center of your screen. So it will be, say, like 120. This gonna work, I think. If you don't know where this location come from, you can simply just check. So let's just dynamically set this location. So we're gonna check which is the perfect location of our screen, and then we're gonna set that location in here, and the component would be the default scene root, this. So just drag and drop this here and attach it to here like this, and let's try with let's say 5, if this work or not, or let's say 5 is not, let's say 50, if this work or not. Compile and save, and if we hit play, we're gonna in here, and if we hit E, it looks a bit more large. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna don't stop this playing game, just press your start button, and your start button is cool. Just click on this details panel or wherever you want. So you exit from the viewport and search for the item you are using. I am using the guitar, this. So you can see the transform location is 50. So let's just try with, let's say 100, let's say 130. Okay, 130 is fine. 130 00. So we're gonna attach it to 130 00. Okay, so let's check this. Just stop this and open your master blueprint, and we have set this to 130. Compile and save, and now if we hit, sorry for that, so now if we hit play, so it will be spawn like this. You can see that, but if we hit E, it don't do anything. So let's add the another part of it. So open your blueprint, and after doing move to component, just set disable input. What we want to disable input? So we want to disable input for our player. So we have set this player component. So just drag and drop to this target, and on your player controller, just get player controller, right? And we want to enable the input for this actor. So just drag a node from here and enable input, and what would be our target? To this would be our self, and the controller will be our controller, like this. So after this, we just need is to interact. So right click and just type interact. So you can see this action mapping. This action mapping we have created. So when we press E, this will be execute. But the way we need to execute this, you must have to set the input to your actor, the actor we are attached to. So just add this event interact, and we have now disabled the input of our player and enabled the input of our actor. So from this, first you have to detach it. So detach from actor like this. Let's say all the location root would be keep world. After doing so, set the enable collisions. So set collision enabled to true. We have to set the collision to true, and let's say we do this after this. So after detaching from it, add move to node, move component to this node. And what would be the move to node? So we have made the transform, so this will be moved to the original transform of the actor. So get this transform, get, and right click on this orange node, the blue. So you can see this split struct pin. Attach this location in here, attach this rotation in here, and the component will be the default scene root. So just get and attach it to here, compile, save. After doing so, set the actor enable collision to true. We have to enable the collisions, and set the sphere collision back to set collision profile name to overlap all dynamic. So just type overlap all dynamic, compile, save. And after compiling, we have to disable the input for this actor and enable the input of our player. So just copy this all, Control C and Control V, and the shortcut of the Control V and Control C and Control V is Control W. So if you Control W by selecting, you can copy and paste directly. So attach it to here, and right now what we want to do, we have to disable the input for our player. So holding down the Alt key, click on this target, and it will just disconnect and connect it to here. We want to enable the input for our player, and like this. So let's test this out. So if we hit play, if we go to here, if we hit E, it will be E, and if we hit E again, it will be go back. We can do this with any location. So you can see it is working. Okay, so let's create a rotation. So open our blueprint and create a variable called can rotate. If the can rotate is true, then the actor will be rotated. If it's false, then it will be not rotated. So just right click on your event graph and mouse left button, the input mouse left button, this. So if it pressed, then we set the can rotate to true, and if it's released, then we set the can rotate to false. So whenever it's pressed, we can rotate to true, and if it's false, then we set the can rotate to false. Okay, after that, get the mouse axis. So mouse X, the X is the horizontal line. So if we note this mouse axis, mouse X, and on your input, the mouse X, mouse events, this node, and this is the horizontal line. If we hit left and right, the rotation will be set accordingly. So just grab a node from here and add a branch, and if our can rotate is true, then and then the actor will be rotated. Okay, so how we are gonna do that? So set the first, get this axis value, this, and multiply it with a float star float asterisk float actually, and let's say we want to multiply this with -2. You can multiply with whatever you want, just make sure the value is suitable to you. And after this, right click and combine rotators, this, and on your B part, just right click and split this struct pin, and what you want to combine is the pitch actually, or I don't know which were it. Let me just check it. So I was just confused, sorry for that. So yes, this would be our yaw. So back to this, our project, the x-axis would be connected to our yaw. Yaw is our left right rotation, and pitch is our up down, and roll is something that I can't show you in here. And after that, set actor rotation, and in the true part, like this. Let's add another mouse Y, the input of mouse Y. Just copy and paste this stuff, copy and space. So Control C, Control V, and we want to attach this to here, and make sure in the, if you see the invert axis rotation, so if we set if you wheel up your mouse, I mean if you drag your mouse to up, it will go down. So you have to make sure this is positive, not negative. So just set this to 2, or whatever the positive number, and attach this to your pitch, not your. So how do you gonna attach this? Hold down the control key, click on this, and you can see this is now detached, and attach this to pitch. So compile and save, and let's see if it's working or not. So play. If we go to here and if we press E, this is gonna work. And now if I click, then I gonna rotate this wherever you want. Just click, and why this is not rotating? Okay, let's see wherever we messed up. sorry, this would be rotate from the current location to your. So get the actor rotation, pardon me for that, get the actor rotation and combine it to this A node. We're gonna do this for this one to get actor rotation and connect it to this A part. This would work now. Oh, sorry. So if we hit E, this will work, and if we hit E, then if we just drag, then you can see this is rotating. So this is how we use. Let's add movement of your mouse. So we have added movement with our mouse. Let's add a movement with our axis. So right click and add the forward, move forward, the axis event, move forward, and the axis forward is W and S. So if this axis value can go up to -1 to 1, if -1 to 0, then say that we have pressed the S key, and if this is from 0 to 1, then it says that we have pressed the W key, and if it is 0, then it says that we haven't pressed the W or S, any of this. So grab a node from here and check if it is not equal to a float of 0. So if it not pressed, then we don't do anything, but if it pressed, then we rotate it. And how do we gonna rotate it? So for W, just click this Y and just copy and paste all the stuff. Just Control W and copy paste this to this node. Just attach it to this true part, and this attach it to the axis value, and let's say 1, because we want to do it slow for the mouse, for the keyboard events. And for the same, for the A and D key, just add move right. So the move right axis event, this will A and D key. So if it's 0 to 1, then shows that we have pressed the D key, but if it's -1 to 0, then it shows that we have pressed the A key. So with this to just click copy this, Control W, so copy and paste and attach it to here, and we must have to set, if it's not equal to 0, add a branch like this, add to this true part, and set this to your yaw, not pitch, and attach it to here. Make sure you have done this thing. After, let's check this out. So right now, if I press mouse, then it will be rotating very fast, you can see that. But if I press the W or the keyboard events, then it is rotating very slowly. So this is what we're gonna make. And if we press E, then it is go back to wherever it is. Okay, let's make an item details bar. So first we need some details for that. So open this master item and add details. So first is item name, and this would be a text variable, text. Compile. We also need an item description, and this would be also be a text variable. Just compile and save it. And what we need now is an user interface. So right click on user interface on a user blueprint. Let's say inspect UI. Open this up. What we need a border. So let's say border, attach it to here, and we also need is a text. So just attach it to here, and on your clicking border, make its size to content, so it will be automatically sized to whatever the content it is, and make this text name to item name. Make this variable name. Compile, save. Make this border brush color to the brush colors. So we have made this color. Just click on it and it will be automatically attached to it. And make the transform to, let's try something. 100. Yeah, 100 would work. And let's say 20. 20 is a bit small. Let's say 50. 50 would work fine. 50. Just after doing so, just copy on this, click on this border and copy and paste. Just Control W to duplicate it. And also we need 100 of your position X and position Y, let's say 200. Yeah, this would work. And this text would be your item description. And let's font size a bit small from that, let's say 20. And in here, clicking this item description, this wrapping in your details panel, if you scroll down a bit, you can see this wrapping. So what we're gonna do, it will wrap the content. So let's say 280. So if the size of the text, if it's greater than 280, then it will be wrapped back to the next line. So like if we add something like let's say like this, and if it compile, so you can see it will be adding like this. So it will attach it to next line. Okay, after that, on your graph, make two variables. First is item name text. Make sure the item name text, the variable name, because we already have named our item name variable. So the type is a text, and make this instance editable and exposed on spawn. What is instance editable? So it will be a publicly editable. You can edit it outside this. And what is this exposed of spawn? So it will create a pin, and you can attach this to that pin. So one is item name text and second is item description text. And click on this. It will also take this instance editable note. So if you click on this, so this instance editable and exposed on spawn, compile, save, and bring back to your designer. So on your item name, what will be the text? So just bind it to your item name text. And what would be your description? So just bind it to your item description text. Let's make another border. So Control W to duplicate it and make the anchor point of this border to, let's say, bottom of this left corner. And the alignment of the Y should be 1. So sorry, not this. The alignment of the Y corner should be 1. So first just position of this back to 0. So it is here. Alignment this to a 1. So it brings back here. Position of X, let's say 100, and position of Y, let's say minus of 50. Yeah, this would work fine. And on your text box, just E space close. So we will tell the user, please press E to close or say cancel. After closing, we have to create this inspect UI. So open your master item, and whenever you are whenever you are pressing the E key, you have to create that widget. So in here we are attaching this component. So between this attach to component and your move component, on your event inspect interact, the interface call function. So in here we have created this. Just make a room a little bit, and create a widget. And what would be the widget is, So inspect UI. So whenever I click on it, you can see we have added two extra pins in it: item name and item description. So this happen if whenever we tick the expose on spawn. So attach the item name in here and attach the description in here. After doing so, just promote this to a variable called inspect UI and attach to here, and just add this to viewport, add to viewport like this. Click to attach it to view, and whenever we detach it from it on your event interact node, so we have what we have to do, we have to remove that UI. So just make a room here and just grab this event inspect node and remove from parent, and attach it to here. And before doing so, make this inspect UI nothing. So set to nothing, so it will be set back to none. Make sure you do this is very important, otherwise it won't work. Compile and save. So let's test this out. We have our guitar, so open this and let's name it to, let's say this is guitar, and this guitar is from a famous band. The description would be anything. They came here to perform and gave it to us. You can set it to anything you want. I am just doing this for setting purpose. So just hit play. If we go in here and if we press E, you can see we have this all node. This look a bit more cringy. So just open this inspect UI and make the border padding. Where is the border padding? To let's say 10. Also for this description and also for this event close node. Compile, save, and let's see how this gonna work. So if you press E, you can see we have our guitar. We can use WASD to rotate it. We can also press mouse to also do rotation. If you press E, then it will bring back to wherever it was. Let's create another object to test this out. Just create a blueprint widget class and let's just a chest. So item would be our chest. So just 5mm ammo chest. This look more bit, so add 3 would be works fine. Click on your chest self. This you can see access to all the variables of your parent. So name of the item is chest, name of the description, so this is chest of a queen, but it robbed by someone. Compile and save, and let's see if it's gonna work or not. So just put this chest in here. So if we hit press E to this chest, and if we press E, you can see we have chest and we can rotate it, and if we press E again, it will bring back to here. We do this for this guitar. You can make how many actors you want. Just click on this blueprint class and add a child blueprint class to make a new actor, and you don't have to code this with everything because you all have in this parent blueprint. So this is all for item inspecting. I thought I might adapt this item inspecting to making a Resident Evil inventory system, so when you can inspect these items. So thank you so much guys for watching, and bye bye.